I do.
You ready?
So, yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy here, J Love, with Sour Milk Podcast. And y'all already know what it is, man. We have a special guest in the building. I mean, a special guest. This will be our first female host on Sour Milk Podcast. Everybody give a round of applause, give a big ups to
Shay. Period.
Yo, how you feeling?
I'm feeling like really good today. I woke up with a good attitude or whatever, played some gospel, been jamming the music all day today, so I'm kind of like bubbly.
All right, so you had a good day?
Yeah, I had a great day.
All right, so what we're going to do today is, everybody want to know about you, the one behind the hustle, the one we see on live, on Facebook, you know what I mean? So what we want to know is about you. Well, we're going to start us from the beginning. Tell us, hey, where you from?
I'm from Orlando, Florida. Period. Orlando, Florida.
All right, old town. What part of Orlando are you from?
Ooh, see, I don't like that question. I don't really be liking it. But what part of Orlando? I say majority of what I remember of being raised up on was like Dr. Phillips, Bay Hill area, over there. Yep.
All right. How was growing up? How would you say your upbringing was as far as like beginning of life? Like,
I feel like I had it pretty good as a child. My auntie was a workaholic though. So I was raised by my auntie. My auntie was a workaholic. But I feel like I had a good childhood though.
All right.
Yeah.
You was raised by your auntie, you said?
Yeah, I was raised by my aunt.
All right. So what happened to your parents?
My dad was around, but he died when I was around like 14. And my mom, she was just in the streets. Yeah.
All right. And how do you remember how old you were when you actually went to stay with your aunt?
Newborn, straight out the hospital.
Straight out the hospital?
Yep.
All right. So you and your aunt pretty close?
Right now? Nah. I mean, not as close as we should be because she raised me. But yeah, we still talk or whatever. I love you, you love me, and we see each other on the holidays and stuff,
Did you have any siblings, any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have a little brother that's a year younger than me, and a sister that's 8 years older than me.
All right, did they grow up in the same household as you?
Yeah, my little brother was raised with my other auntie, which was her sister, her youngest sister.
Oh, okay. All right, so y'all were split up.
Yeah, but we were still close. Like, we would still be in the same neighborhood. Like, yeah, because,
Not in the same
household, right, yeah.
All right. Did you have any other kids in the house, or were you the only child in the house at that time with your aunt?
I was the only kid for a while until her kids started having kids. And my sister had a kid. So, yeah.
All right. Were you the youngest in the household?
Yeah, I was the youngest, definitely.
How was it being the youngest? Like, were you,
I was spoiled.
You were spoiled?
Yeah, I was spoiled. I was real spoiled by everybody in the house.
All right. And, where did you go to middle school?
I remember I had begged my auntie to go to Carver Middle School. I wanted to go to Carver Middle School so bad because my cousins, they was going to Carver Middle School, and they used to always talk about how Carver was and stuff like that. I was like, man, I want to go. My auntie was like, no, you're going to Southwest. I was like, no, I'm going to Carver. Like, I want to go to Carver, so you got to make that happen. So long story short, my auntie was like, all right, I'm going to put you in the school, and you better da-da-da. That's how spoiled I was. My auntie ended up putting me in Carver Middle School, and like the first couple of weeks, I was getting into fights.
Oh, so
so I ended up getting,
You were a pretty rowdy child?
No, I wasn't rowdy. I wasn't rowdy at all. I was actually quiet, laid back. Actually didn't know how to fight in middle school. I feel like I was always a pretty girl with long hair, always skinny, always had on nice clothes and shoes, and I felt like people used to always try to like bully me. So I stayed in fights. You know what I mean?
Why'd you feel like they was trying to bully you?
I just feel like, there was fights that I didn't even understand why we fighting. Like, a girl could be like, "Ooh, I don't like you," and I'd be like, "Why?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight you after school," and I'd be like, "Okay." I be trying to, like, those certain fights I be trying to dodge, but I'm like, I don't even know why this girl, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight me after school. Like, and she looked kind of rough and shit, so I ain't really trying to fight. But I do want to know why she trying to, you know what I'm saying, want to fight me for it. I just feel like it was because I was a pretty girl.
So how many fights you think you say you got into?
I got into 3 fights at Carver before I went to the original school I was supposed to go to, which was Southwest Middle School.
So you was a fighter.
No, I wasn't no fighter.
You got in 3 fights in middle school?
I got in 3 fights because all of them fights was like, they hit me first. They wanted to fight. So yeah, I feel like I didn't become a fighter until later on in life. Like,
now, did you grow up around violence?
Did I grow up around violence?
Yeah.
Like everyday violence?
Yeah. Like, did you grow up around something like consistent violence? I'm gonna say every day, but consistent violence within your home do you feel like that is what drove your anger or whatnot?
Not really.
So what do you think drove your anger at that time?
For me to want to fight?
Yeah. It's
not me that want to fight. I don't know. I do feel like I have anger problems though.
And why is that?
I can't say. I don't know. I always felt like I was picked on a lot. I was picked on a lot growing up. I was picked on a hell of a lot.
And what would they pick on you about?
One of the things that used to bother me, like, oh, you got a long ass head, like, you know, long hair, and then me being skinny, or like, you know, I just was getting picked on about anything small. I remember one time I was in the 3rd grade, and I had ended up wearing some shorts to school, and the shorts they had like, you know, like a Sharpie. And the Sharpie turns like brown. It turns a different color once it washes and stuff like that. And it was on the top of my thing. I think they belonged to my sister or something. And I just put them on that day. I don't know why. And I went to school in them, and I got picked on the whole day for wearing that shit in school. And that was like, yeah, I'm finna beat all y'all up after class. Like, y'all got me fucked up. Yeah, y'all got me fucked up. Because first of all, y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. They kept saying I had shit on my clothes. It was not fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I go to the next classroom, and then I get picked on. And it was like always like every time I always got, oh, she's the problem. So I had to go to another classroom. And I'm like, well, they sat here and picked on me the whole day. You feel me? And it's like, as soon as I retaliate, I'm in trouble. It's always been like that, like still to now. Like if I overreact, everybody be like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're doing too much." I be like, it don't bother me now because you know I know how to. Yeah, I'm not because I know I'm not crazy.
All right. So let's say high school. How were you in high school? Like, what kind of person were you in high school?
I think I was still trying to figure out who I am, like still trying to find my personality and stuff.
Were you still fighting in high school?
Yeah, I got in fights in high school.
How many you say you got into in high school?
A lot. I got into a lot of fights. They wasn't necessarily in school, but more so out of school. Cause I'm the type of female that's like, oh yeah, you gotta catch me after school. Come on,
I mean like literally in school.
Yeah.
Like, as far as like,
yeah.
In that age of high
school. And then it was the girls that I was around too. But when I got to high school, it just was the same thing. Oh, I'm getting picked on that. So it got to a point like I want to fight. I want to put hands on, you know what I'm saying, on a couple of people. So
let me ask you this. What was the worst fight that you ever got into? As far as high school, what was the worst fight you got into?
Ooh, the worst fight I got into was... The worst fight I ever got into was... I got into an argument at school with this girl. I was in the 9th grade or the 10th. One of them. And I got into an argument with the school. I remember there was like a group of girls and they all was talking about me and I kept hearing it for a whole week. And then one day I just like, you know what? I called them all together and I said, well, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been saying this and this and that. And I was just pointing out, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. And you know what I'm saying? And what y'all gonna do about it? And there was only one girl that got bucked. And so we was about to fight, but you know, the principal came, breaking it up and everything. So later on that night, we ended up going to a teen nightclub. I used to always ask my auntie, can I go to a teen nightclub? She always tell me no. I was like, well, everybody else going. This the one night she let me go. And we ended up going, and she was out there. So after the club, I ended up seeing her. I was with my homegirl, Bryce, and my brother, and I ended up seeing her out there, and she had a whole clique with her, like a whole gang of girls with her. And she seen me, and they went to jumping me, but my brother wasn't having that shit, so he started knocking hoes down or whatever. And then when that had happened, I seen my homegirl getting jumped too, so I'm like, damn. So I went to go help. Me and my brother went to go help my homegirl. Yeah, I went to go help my homegirl, but the same group of bitches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a big, like, she had all her homegirls like, yo, finna jump you. I'm like, damn. So my friend ended up getting cut on the ear. And she kept bleeding out the ear. And I didn't know what to do because I'm like, dang, her mama, I was like a year older than her. So her mama was like, and her mama always thought I was like a goody two-shoe or whatever. So her mama trusted her going with me or whatever. So I'm like, dang, I don't know what to tell your mama. Like, how I'm going to tell your mama this? So she got blood everywhere. By the time we crossed the street, it's like she was passing out. Like she was fainting or some shit. Yeah, so I'm like, oh my God. So I had to end up calling her mom. Then we called the ambulance and stuff like that, and got her to the hospital. And I feel like she was mad at me about that, my best friend, because she was like, "Oh, you started all this and da da da." But yeah.
Are y'all still friends as that?
No.
All right. So back then, what drove you to most of your fights?
What? Like what
drove you to most of your fights in high school?
Nobody liked me. Nobody liked me.
So why don't you think nobody likes you? Do you think it's a you thing or do you think it's a them thing?
It could be both. Probably more so of me because I never knew that. I didn't start hearing that, oh, she thinks she better than everybody. She thinks she bougie. She stuck up. I never knew that about myself until I got older. And I started hearing that from people and stuff like that. And I'm like, I really don't think that, you know what I'm saying? But if I do, you know what I'm saying, because how I was raised, you feel me? So it's not like in my head I'm thinking like, oh, I'm better than you. It's just like, this is how I carry myself, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, to me it's normal, but to them, they looking at me like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's why a lot of reasons I got into a fight, because I probably walk past a girl and she'll be like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Have you ever lost a fight? Like really lost a fight? A fair fight. Not one getting like a fair fight.
Have I ever lost a fight? There's a lot of fights that I play around too. And yeah, I've lost fights because if a fighter don't lose fights, you don't fight.
So what's the worst fight that you lost?
The worst fight?
One-on-one.
Wasn't that bad. Let me sip on this.
You gonna take both of them?
Well, recently, like sometime last year, like in September, I was sick and I was in a bed, and this girl, she came over in the room and she was obnoxious and stuff like that, just doing too much. And I just like politely asked her, can she leave? Like, can you get out the room? And da-da-da. She wouldn't leave. So I'm like, man, I really don't want to get up because I'm sick. You feel me? So I ended up getting up, trying to tell her to leave out the room and stuff like that. And she just was getting, you know what I'm saying? She just took it to a whole nother level. Like, girl, this not even your room. This not your house. You feel me? So we ended up getting to an altercation. She ended up pushing me. When she pushed me, I had swung on her. And we went to fighting. And I just felt so weak because I was sick already that I just felt like I couldn't like really fight her the way I wanted to. So I feel like she had got the best of me in that fight. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad?
No.
It wasn't that bad?
No.
So did you go to prom? You didn't go to prom? Did you graduate?
I did, but I didn't graduate. I went to Dr. Phillips. I didn't graduate at Dr. Phillips High School. I had to go to alternative school and graduate.
Okay, what years did you go to alternative school?
11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. How would you describe yourself in that age, 15 to 18?
I don't know.
Like, if you get 3 words to describe yourself in fully, how would you how would you describe yourself?
Because I don't even remember around that age. I feel like I didn't care about a lot of stuff.
You was careless?
Yeah.
Were you heartless? Or were you feeling empty?
I don't know how emptiness feels, so I can't answer that.
Okay.
I just was careless because I felt like I had lost my dad, and then my auntie raised me, and then my mom not around as much, so it's like I didn't care about shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The things that matter to me the most ain't here, so you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I was stealing in the malls. I didn't have to steal. I just was skipping school to steal in the malls with my homegirl. Never got caught stealing. I used to do a whole bunch of dumb stuff. I think for like maybe attention from my auntie because she worked so much. So it's like, and then I used to dance in school. She never came to none of my shows. And I used to be like, Jesus, trying to make you happy. I felt like I was always trying to make my auntie happy. And when I felt like me trying to make her happy, it was always just a big disappointment. So I just stopped. I didn't care about shit. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even care if I graduate. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And that's just always been my attitude. For real. What? Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. But like I don't know. I just feel like my family, it's like a family curse or something because like my older sister, she kind of like that too. And that's the person I look up to or was looking up to. You feel me? So it's like whatever she did, I thought it was cool. Like if I see her cussing somebody out, I'd be like, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I see her fighting, I'd be like, yeah. Because I always thought it was cool. Like she the big sister. So like, yeah. She never gave a fuck about nothing. So, yeah.
All right, gotcha, I got you. So, let's say after high school, once you graduated now, 18, 19, what were you doing then? What was your next move after high school?
I wanted to get out the house and I wanted to go be with my sister. That's all. I was like, yeah, when I get 18, I'm finna leave. I'm finna go be with my sister. I don't want none of this. Around that time, my sister was working at a strip club. So guess what I did? I was stripping. But I started stripping in Daytona or whatever. But I wasn't a stripper like that. Like, I didn't strip for years. Like, I tried it for a year, and then I was done.
Do you remember your first time going on stage or your first time working?
Yeah, I remember my first time going on stage.
How did you feel? Or your first time initially working? Like
Yeah.
your first night working?
Yeah.
How did you feel your first night working?
I was nervous and confident at the same time because I always had a nice ass body. So if I couldn't dance, I just knew I was going to get paid for just putting on this and getting on stage and just, you know what I'm saying? And people just looking at my body, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I just was confident. Yeah. But you know how they say sometimes you could be too, like, confident?
Yeah.
Like, where, like, yeah, and that's how it was that night, because it was like, girl, you got to shake some ass, like, like, or sometimes I get, you're not supposed to be in here, why are you in here? Like, you don't look like the type of girl that belong in here. Like, I used to always get all those type of comments and stuff like that. But my sister, she could dance. Like, she was made for the strip club. Like, I see my sister make a lot of money or whatever. I didn't start making money until I went out of town and started dancing in Daytona at Molly Brown's or whatever.
So what was your stripper name?
Sky.
Sky?
Sky, yeah.
Yeah, you had a special move or was you just...
I had a special walk when I get on stage, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sexy walk.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the song that you used to come out to?
No, that was so long ago. I try to like bury that in the back of my head. I don't really don't remember a lot. I just know that I was out there. I can tell you the dancer life, the fast life, like you in the fast lane when you out there. Yeah, it's like you're in the fast lane. It's always going to be drama. You're always going to get into fights. You're going to stay drunk. Yeah, with my sister though. Because if people at strip club, they love me.
You fought your sister?
No, not at strip club. No. Yeah, with my sister.
Like fighting somebody else with your sister. So can you tell me about a time that happened?
I remember one time my sister called me and she told me to come to the strip club because I didn't work that night. And she was like, oh, such and such trying her. I'm like, all right, no question asked. Well, I pull up with 2 other people or whatever, and I go straight in the strip club. And you can't tell me to come and pull up You know what I'm saying? And we're not finna do nothing. Like, we finna do something before I go. Like, so when I get to the strip club, she's like, oh, it's all right. Da, 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 da. I'm like, no, it's not. So I end up popping out first or whatever. I mean, we started fighting in the strip club, came all the way out the strip club, fighting in the parking lot. Like, it was crazy. And like the next day, my sister was so mad at me, like so mad at me, because she was like, you almost made me lose my job. I was like, well, what the fuck you called me for? Like, so we ain't talked for like a couple of weeks after that, because she was like, I almost got her fired. Like, she was really mad at me. Like, I didn't understand why she was so mad. You called me for this. Like, don't call me.